I'm trying live streaming to YouTube directly today, so that every time what I'm doing, I'm downloading the video from Zoom and then uploading it into YouTube, our channel.
Oh, okay. That's nice. So a live video, anyone can watch, but cannot participate. Yeah, just only can watch. Yeah.
Do you see that live?
Right, live on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, good. Let me share the screen. Do you still see our live stream?
Yes, I do see.
Okay. We will quickly cover from the gunas one more time, so that okay, I think should we start in 7:22 already? Okay, we'll start then. Vinayaka namastubhyam satatam modaka priya nirvignam kuruno deva sarvakaryeshu sarvada saraswati namastubhyam varade kamarupini vidyarambham karishyamah siddhir bhavatu no sada gurur brahma gurur vishnu gurur devo maheshwarah guru sakshat param brahma tasmai shri gurave namaha. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Ramanama Varanane Apadamapahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shri Ramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham. Ramaya Rama Bhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Shri Raghavam Dasharathatmajam Aprameyam Sitapatim Raghukulan Vayaratna Deepam Ajanubahum Aravinda Dalayataaksham Ramam Nishachara Vinashakaram Namami. Shri Raghurama Charu Tulasi Daladhama Shamakshama Dishrangara Gunabhirama Trijagannuta Shaurya Ramalalama Durvaru Kabandha Rakshasa Virama Jagajjana Kalmasharnavottarakanama Bhadragiri Dasharathi Karunapayonidhi Anjaneya Matipatalananam Kanchanadrikamaniya Vigraham Parijata Tarumulavasinam Bhavayami Pavamananandanam Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Katamastakanjalim Bashpavari Paripurnalochanam Marutim Namatarakshasantakam Buddhir Balam Yashodhairyam Nirbhayatvamarogata Ajadyam Vakpatutvancha Hanumatsmaranad Bhavet Pujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakham Vande Valmiki Kokilam. Adhyatana Panchangam Shri Shubhakarnama Samvatsare Uttarayani Dakshinayani Varsharatau Shravanamase Shuklapakshe Navami Tithi till 4:41 p.m. Vishakha Nakshatram till 8:22 a.m. Then Brahma Yoga till midnight, 23 after midnight. Kaulava Karanam till 4:41 p.m. followed by Taitila Karanam till 3:35 a.m. followed by Gara. Sarvebhyah Suprabhatam. So we started with 2:1, which is Ayodhya Kanda, Prathama Sargaha. Starting from this shloka, 9th shloka onwards, Valmiki is describing all the gunas that Dashratha also is essentially observing in Rama. And so, call it, Dashratha is preparing his mind to quickly perform Yavarajya of Sri Rama. So as part of that, so many gunas are being listed. We are trying to enlist them ourselves, and also each one of us write our understanding with our own bhava. What have we studied Rama? What have we understood Rama? What have we understood Ramayanam text? And based on that, we are asked to write these gunas ourselves. So as part of that task, if we see, we'll revise one more time. Sahi Rupapannascha Viryavan Anasuyakaha Babhuva Anupamaha Sunuhu Gunaihi Dasarathopamaha. Let's take as the fourth one. Nityam Prashantatma Mrudupurvam cha bhashate Uchyamanopi Parusham Nottaram Pratipadyate Kadachit Upakarena Krutenekaina Tushyati Na Smaratyapakarāṇāṁ Shatamapyatmavattaya. That is one guna we said. And Shila Vruddhaihi Jnana Vruddhaihi Vayo Vruddhaischa Sajjanaihi Kathayan Asta Vai Nityaha Anityam Astra Yogantareshvati. So let's take that whole thing as another guna. That it's 9 so far. Buddhiman, Madhurabhashi, Purvabhashi, Priyam Madaha, Nacha Anrutakatha, Vidvan, Vriddhanam Pratipojakaha, Anuraktaha, Prajabhihi, Prajascha Anuradyate, Sanukroshaha, Jitakrodhaha, Brahmana Pratipujakaha, Dinanukampi, Dharmagnaha, Nityam Pragrahavan, Shuchihi, 25 so far. Kulochitamatihi, Kshatram Swadharmam Bahumanyate, Manyate Paraya Pritya Mahat Swarga Phalam Tataha. Let's take all of this as one guna itself, related to his Kshatra Dharmam as Swadharmam, as his Kulochitamatihi. Na Shreyasi Rataha. Yes, yaha. Nacha Viruddha Katharuchihi. Uttarayuktinam Vakta Vachaspatir Yatha. Arogaha, Tarunaha, Vagmi, Vapushman, Deshakalavit, Loke Purusha Saragnaha, Sadhurekaha Vinirmitaha, Satu Sreshtaihi Gunaihi Yuktaha, Prajanam Parthivatmajaha, Bahischara Iva Prano Babhuva Gunatah Priyaha. Let's take all of that as one guna. How many? 36 plus 2, 38. Sarva Vidyavrata Snataha Yathavat Sangha Vedavit. Let's take all of that as one guna. Ishvastrecha Pituhu Sreshtaha Babhuva Bharatagrajaha. That's 36 plus 4, 40. Kalyanabhijanaha Sadhuhu Adinaha Satyavak Rujuhu Vriddhairabhivinitascha Vijayihi Dharmarthadarshibhihi. And then Dharma Kamartha Tatvajnaha Smritiman 48. Pratibhanavan. Then Laukike Samayachare Kritakalpaha Visharadaha. So how many? 48 plus 3, 51. Where are we? Kripakalpa Visharadaha. Nibhritaha, Samrutakaraha, Guptamantraha, Sahayavan, Amogha Krodha Harshascha, Tyaga Samyama Kalavit, Dridha Bhaktihi, Sthira Prajnaha. I think last time we covered till this Sthira Prajnaha. That's where we stopped. So 48 plus 11, 59. Nasadgrahi, if we take that, then 60. So far, 12, 5, 60 gunas we have covered. And we would have Nasadgrahi will be the 60th guna. So let's say that shloka. Dridha bhaktistira prajño.
Dridha bhaktistira prajño.
Nasadgrahi na durvachaha.
Nasadgrahi na durvachaha.
Nistandrira pramattascha.
Nistandrira pramattacha.
Swadosha paradoshavit.
Swadosha paradoshavit.
So Dridha Bhakti, we have seen Gurvadishu. Sthira Bhakti is Dridha Bhakti. We said his Rama is one great soul or one great role model for us. He constantly tried to express his firm devotion, conviction, reverence, worship towards all educated people. Educated as in Vaidika educated. Rishis, Gurus, Acharyas, any of them, sadhus, sannyasis, anyone that is into Brahmajnanam or into Vijnanam, he reveres them. So Rama has shown that quality for us. And we said, back in Guruji, who is the second Sarasanga Chalaka for RSS, Madhav Sadashiv Golwalkar, Parampuja Guruji, he used to, even though he was also considered like a sadhu, like a sannyasi, by all other sannyasis, if he sees anyone clad in kashaya vastram, he would touch his feet. Only to show to others that, hey, we should respect any sannyasi. So that is how Rama also emulated. That's how Rama emulated, and that's how Guruji also showed to us. And that's how we also show. When we go to anybody's home, if we see somebody elder than us, then we should go and touch their feet. As simple as that. Then as our children and others see us, they will also start doing it when they are by themselves. They may not do it in front of us, but they will do it when they are by themselves, and then it becomes their habit. So Dridha Bhakti, Sthira Prajnaha, unwavered intellect, unwavered knowledge. Prajna means Prakrishta Jnanam, Yasya Saha Prajnaha, and he, that Prajna is Sthiram for him. It does not get into doubts. There are no second thoughts. Once he learns it from a guru, it's steadfast knowledge, determined knowledge. So Sthira Prajnaha, Nasadgrahi. So that means he never, as we said, he is always with Guruvadishu, always with better people than him. So na Asadgrahi, he doesn't ever have a company of Asat, bad, unreal people, non-realistic people. He is always with those who believe in Satya, those who believe in Sat. So na Asadgrahi, nacha durvachaha. Of course, we read right already, Mrudu Bhashi, Priya Bhashi, Mrudu Purvancha Bhashate, Priyam Vadaha. With so much of pleasing qualities of Rama, there is no way he would ever utter durvachaha, bad words. Unfortunately, The very Sanskritam language itself does not have bad words. So there is no scope for anyone to utter bad words if they use Sanskritam language. But not only that, word is the last expression. We say the word has 4 phases. Speech has 4 phases. That's how our Shastras mention. It's called Para, Shanti, Vaikhari. Those are the 4. So Vaikhari is the last one. Vaikhari means the colloquial interaction. That's the last word. But before that, it has taken 4 phases in our thought. First of all in our Atma, then in our thought, and then into the mind, and from there to the word. So it takes 4 phases. Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama, Vaikhari. And so in none of these phases is he our Durvachaha. Some people might think bad, but talk good like this. But no, Rama doesn't even think bad. No, Durvachaha. Nistandri. Nistandrihi. Alasaha. Alasaha na. It means he's never lazy. Rama is always active. That's why just one shloka read by Vishwamitra. Vasalyasa praja Rama. Purva sandhya pravartate. Uttishta narashardula. Tavyam daivamahnikam. That's all. Boom, he gets up. He doesn't roll the other side in the blanket. No, Rama, get up. Roll this side on the blanket. Oh, Rama, get up. Pull the blanket further up and turn upside down. None of that. Most of the times he wakes up on his own. But even if he had to be woken up before that by a guru, mother, any other elder person, or later when he is the Chakravarti, is a Gupta Charaha, they just ring the bell, Rama quietly wakes up, comes and attends them. So Nistandri, never lazy at all. Nistandri. And so he is Apramattaha. Apramattaha. Mattaha is toxic, right? Which means less conscious. Pramattaha, too much unconscious. Apramattaha means he's always conscious. He never gets lost. He's never unaware of what he has to now carry on. So apramattascha. If we see what are the let us see some of the vyakhyanam from the so for example, na durvachaha, another good definition given here is parodvejaka vachana hinaha. Para udvejaka. His talk not only is bad words, but some people when they talk, in fact, para udveja, which means you annoy others or you heat up others. That's what in Bhagavad Gita also he says, right? What is a vaktapaha? Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyaya bhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapa uchyate, says Bhagavan. So anudvegakaram vakyam. Our speech should always be very soft and only provoking thought in others, but not agitating them, not irritating them, not annoying them. Right? So that is anudvegakaram vakyam. So here na durvachaha means para udvejaka vachana hinaha. That means his speech is always anudvegakaram. And hence is na durvachaha. Then nasadgrahi, nasad arthagrahi, which means artha, even if we take from the material point of view, he never takes unwanted finances. That means his taxing system was also so appropriate that there were never unwanted taxes. Today we have hundreds of taxes. property tax, sales tax, or tons of taxes, like income tax, goods tax, etc., etc. So unwanted taxes were never collected. He would try to compile so much that they can give back to the society, but not take. So that Nasadarthagrahi is one such definition given. Asajjana sangrahana rahitaha. So he's always around sajjana. Asajjana, no sangrahanam of them. He doesn't have asajjana friends, no asajjana companions around him. So that is nasadgrahi. Va na durvachaha means na parushabhashi, nistandraha, alasya rahitaha. Then sarvada shastra parishilana paraha ityarthaha. Where were we? Nistandri apramattascha. Apramattaha we wanted to see. Apramattaha. Anavadhana rahitaha. Avadhanam is attention. Anavadhanam is non-attentive. Anavadhana rahitaha. Without being unattentive, which means he's always focused. With always focus, with always the attention. So avadhani. Never Rama is avadhani. So anavadhana rahitaha is apramattaha. Swadosha paradosha vit. Swadosha paradosha vit means with, we said, right? With is somebody who knows. With one who knows, the knower is with. Knower of what? Swadosha paradosha also. He knows the drawbacks, the weaknesses, the mistakes of his own and others, and of others also. So, swadosha paradosha vit. Nyaya kale swadosha paradoshayoho vit. Yathavat dosha yathavat bodhayita antarbhavita nija. So nyaya kale, especially when he has to serve justice, that time especially, you have to be very, you should, I mean, it's all subjective, right? How to determine who is right between the two parties and who is wrong. And the absolute knowledge of both parties enables one to give the right justice, or serve the right sentence, issue the right sentence. And so, swadosha paradosha vit. In this Vyakyanam it says nyaya kale, but at all times he is swadosha paradosha vit. He always knows what are others' negative qualities, what are others' mistakes, etc., etc. So how many did we cover so far? Sthira prajna nasadgrahi. With nasadgrahi, it was 60, right? Then nadurvachaha, 61. Nistandri, 62. Apramattascha, 63. Swadosha paradosha with 64 qualities so far. And counting. Shastrajnascha kritajnascha.
Shastrajnasya kritajnascha.
Purushantarako vidaha.
Purushantarako vidaha.
Yah pragrahanugrahayo.
Yah pragrahanugrahayo.
Yatha nyayam vichakshanaha.
Yatha nyayam vichakshanaha.
So 64 there. Shastrajnaha 65. Kritajnaha 66. Purushantarako vidaha 67. Yaha pragrahanugrahayoho yathanyayam vichakshanaha is, what is the next number? I forgot. 68. 65, 66, 67, 68. right? 68 qualities with this shloka. So Shastrajnaha, very simple, right? Knows all the Shastras. Kritagnaha, this we have seen even in the Sankshipta Ramayana, in the Prathama Sarga of Balakanda also. Dharmajnascha Kritagnyascha Satyavakyo Dradavvrataha. So Kritagnaha, we have seen there itself, that he remembers everybody's help. And in a way, this is elaborated in the previous guna there. Krutamekam upaya, Krutamekam apyapakaro nasmarati, shatanyapi nasmarati. What is that? Let us see once, so that we can. Anyone remembers that shloka? Kadachidupakarena kripena ekaina tushyati. Even if you do once one help to him, he keeps remembering it. Kadachidupakarena kripena ekaina tushyati nasmaratyapakaranam shatamapyatmavattaya. We discussed this in elaborate detail both in Sankshipta Ramayana and in our previous sessions also on this, that even if one help done by anyone, oh, Guha helped me, cross the Ganga Sarayu river, he remembers that. Oh, Vibhishana, he gave me this help. Hanuman, he did this to me. Sugriva, he did this to me. All helps. Vali did this wrong to me, oh, he never even remembers it. Ravana did this wrong to me, he just ignores it. Come on. Ravana is gone now. All my, any ill feelings if I had, they are gone. He says in Yuddhakanda. We will see that shloka. Great lesson for us again. So, that is Kritagnaha. Kritena ekaina upakarena tushyati. That is Kritagnaha. Then, so Shastrajnaha, Kritagnaha, Purushantarako vidaha. Antara means difference. Purushantara ko vidaha. Vid, it is again knowledge. One who knows is vidaha. Purushantara ko vidaha. Ko vidaha. Ko vidaha is this in Samskrita Bharati. There are 4 exams. Prathama, Pravesha, Shiksha, ko vidaha. So ko vidaha is the last exam. That means if you are ko vidaha, then you are excellent in Samskrita. Likewise, Purushantara ko vidaha. That means he knows the difference between the two. Who is good, who is bad. Who is right, who is wrong. Who is acting, who is cheating. Who is cheating and who is genuine. So Purushanam antaram, which means taratamyam. Tatra ko vidaha. He knows the relativity between every 2 people. That means he is able to assess and accordingly place everybody based on their worth at those positions, at those levels. Kovidaha means panditaha. Purusha darshana matrena ayam sadhuhu ayam asadhuhu iti tattaha tattaswarupa visheshagnya. That is, as soon as by looking at somebody, he can immediately, recognize whether he is a sadhu person, good person, asadhu person, non-genuine, insincere. So that distinction is his significance. This Purushantara ko vidaha quality. And finally, yaha pragrahanugrahayoho yathanyayam chakshanaha. Pragraha is to receive. And then anugraha. Anugraha is, so some people, especially we see comedies, right? So somebody goes and seeks some help. He says, oh yeah, don't worry, we'll do it. No? We'll do all that help, don't worry. Come to my office tomorrow. Everything will be done. This fellow goes to the office next day. He stands in line, he never shows up. End of the day is over, sir hasn't come. Okay, So this fellow has to go then third line, third day, and the next day, and he meets somewhere. Oh yeah, I told you I'll help you, but I forgot all of that. Well, give me some more time. I'll get back to you. All this procrastinating people and all, right? Those who can only blabber to say that I will help you, but have no abilities nor intention to help. Unlike that, anugrahanam means blessing, or once you receive him, you follow up with him. Anu is follow up. Anugrahanam. So pragrahana, pragraha, anugrahayoho, of both of them, yatha nyayam vichakshana. He knows whom to take under him and whom to follow up and take him further forward. That is in simple English. But let's see the Vyakhyanam. What do they say? Pragrahaha mitradi svikaraha. To receive somebody as a friend, like Guha, like Vibhishana, like Sugriva, Hanuman, taking so many people as his friends. That is Pragrahanam. Mitradi svikaraha. Anugraha svikrita paripalanam. Once you accept them as your friend, then taking care of them. Paripalanam. Svikritanam paripalanam, svikrita paripalanam. Tayoho yatha nyayam, yatha shastram, vichakshanaha, samarthaha. So of accepting somebody as a friend and then taking care of him as per their needs. I mean, never overdo anything, nor underdo anything. As needed, as is correct, as is prescribed by Shastra, yatha nyayam, vichakshanaha. So that is the 68th guna so far. Shastrajnaha, kritajnaha, purushantara kovidaha, yaha pragrahanugrahayor yatha nyayam vichakshanaha. Let's continue. Some more gunas. 68. Satsangrahanugrahane,
Satsangrahanugrahane,
sthana vinnigrahasya cha,
sthana vignar, sorry,
sthana vinnigrahasya cha,
sthana vingrasya,
nigrahasya
nigrasya, sthana
ayakarmanyupayajnaha,
ayakarmanyapayugna,
sandrashtavyaya karmavit,
sandraštavya,
avyaya
karmavita.
So satsangranugrahane sthanavit nigrahasya cha, ayakarmani upayajnaha, sandrashtavyaya karmavit. One is satsangranugrahane sthanavit nigrahasya cha, 69-70. Ayakarmani upayajnaha, 71. Sandrashtavyaya karmavit, 72. 72 qualities so far. Oh boy, now I think he has crossed more than Narada's list in the Sankshipta Ramayana. There we counted up to 69, but here Valmiki is listing a lot more. And as we see, these in the Sankshipta Ramayana, in the first Sarga, all the qualities listed, asked by Valmiki and answered by Narada, were all to do with an individually how great he is. Yes, he's a great king also. He's a great friend, he's all of that, but mostly as an individual. But here, through the mind and eyes and heart of Dasharatha, Valmiki is listing all the qualities that makes Rama the only worthy candidate to become the Chakravarti, to become the ruler, to become the leader of the world. So those are the qualities. If you see, all of these qualities are to do with administration, with leadership, with management, with people management and all of that. So that is the difference here. So, I mean, Ramayanam is such a text lesson. I mean, it's a textbook of lessons of various subjects. And that's why even if there is a PhD type of a candidate, not necessarily a PhD person, but if we have that research, scholarly research abilities or inclinations, any one of us or our friends, let them take these two sargas, that is sufficient, and elaborate each guna by these vyakhyanam, by the authentic definitions given in these vyakhyanams. And then if required, give the reference to context, they say, right? Which means give related instances where these qualities were expressed by Rama. And that's further more. But at the minimum, if we can list these qualities and then say, hey, these are the qualities that are required for an ideal ruler, for an ideal leader, for an ideal king, for an ideal president, etc. Right? Do you have them? Where are you with Rama? Rama is the benchmark forever, time immemorial. Where are you? And accordingly vote such a person, select such a person. Right? So for that sake, at least, one should list these qualities. And all right, I'm not a leadership contesting, I'm not a public servant public office contestant, but even as an individual, where am I? First sargas qualities. So if we take these two list of qualities that are fortunately for us compiled and documented by Maharshi Valmiki, that itself is the best document for the world for time immemorial. So if any one of you, that's why for your sake, I'm again over and over giving this exercise. Even if some of you can take it up, it will be great scholarly as well as social work in making such a document of qualities. There is no other book where so many qualities are listed. We have to struggle to find words. So even if we don't find a word, equivalent word, let us try to explain it as we understood from the Vyakhyanam, from the Samskrita Vyakhyanams. So, Satsangraha Anugrahane Sthanavit. With is again we saw knower. Knower of Sthanam, position. Of Satsangraha Anugrahane. So same as just before, Pragraha Anugrahayoho Yathanyayam Vichakshanaha. Now, Satsangraha Anugrahane, of collecting all the good people. And in fact, even in, do we have any science works today here? Ravanya is there. No one else? So in Sangha, we say, right, what is our work? Loka Sangrahanam, we say. That is our work. That is our mission. It means bringing the world together, especially of good people together. That's all is our job. That good person the pursuit might be in any path. The path doesn't matter. As long as the pursuit is genuine and on a good path, we try to bring them together. Because there are good people always left as good individuals. We want these good individuals to come together so that the good strength of the good multiplies manyfold. So good people should always be together so that the strength of the good is increasing. Because bad people are always together. And hence their strength is more. Good people are always individuals. They never come together. And Sangha pursuit, Sangha mission, Sangha vision is to bring these good people together always, just as bad people are together, so that the strength of goodness multiplies manyfold, scales up. That's why. So that Satsangrahanam and then Anugrahanam, Sthanavit. Again, even in good people, there are various levels of goodness, various levels of abilities, accordingly placing them in their right places. But let's also see what do they say. In fact, no, not this. Satsangraha. Satam Mahatmanam Sangraha Svikaraha Anugrahanam Tat Sevanam Tayoh Samaharaha Tasmin Asaktaha iti. Nigrahasya cha. When they say Nigrahasya cha, Danda Danasya Sthanavit. So, Satsangraha Anugrahane Nigrahasya cha Sthanavit. So that means, not only is he good at collecting good people, or collecting as in acquiring good people and keeping them at right places, Nigrahasya cha, and he knows whom to put under sentence also. Dandadanasya cha sthanavit. So he knows whom to put under punishment, whom to put under felicitation. So Satsangrahanugrahane Nigrahasya cha sthanavit. Probably we can take the whole thing as one guna. So 72 till here. This whole thing is 73, let us take it as. Sthanavit is the guna. Sthanavit of what? Of Satsangraha Anugrahanam Nigrahanam. Of both of them. Sthanavit knows where to put whom at what position. Then 72, 73, right? 73rd guna. Now, Aya Karmani Upayagnya. We talked about taxes, right? Artha Sangraham, there we saw that. So Aya Karma is income taxes. Ayakar Bhavan, they say in Bharat. It's income tax Bhavan building. Aya is income. Vyaya is expenses. So those two are the next two qualities of the next half of the shloka. Aya karmani upayajnaha sandrashta vyaya karmavit. Upayajnaha jnanam asti iti jnaha. Jnanam of what? Upaya. Upaya is solutions. Or smart solutions of Aya karmani, as required, as much as required, whenever required. The abilities of coming up with the right schemes of tax collections, of income tax collection. Aya karmani upayagniha. At the same time, sandrashta vyaya karmavit. Sandrashta means samyak drishti. Means right, what do you say, right vision or proper sight, oversight, proper supervision, proper supervision, sandrashta, proper supervision of vyaya karmavit, of what, of how are these taxes that are collected, how are they expended? That supervision. Not only is it good in coming up with the right schemes of raising taxes, but also is very minutely observant supervisor of the expenses as well. Like we know, right, all the previous scams that happened in India, in the previous governments, where taxes are raised and they say, oh, we spent so much. Even today, in several other state governments of India. Oh, we opened this dam, we opened that dam, we gave this much for this scheme, we gave that much for that scheme. Nobody receives it. The beneficiaries never receive it. Or they say that, oh, we started this, we completed this building. Like the current thing that is going on, right? The Navajivan, or what is it, newspaper of the Congress Tribune, right? It's all big scam, suitcase money, what are they called? Shell companies. All of that kind of scams. A good person like Manmohan Singh ji let them happen because he's not able But the moment now we got the next Kshatriya as our prime minister, first thing he said is fix all those loopholes. Wherever there is a hole, plug it tight, so that beneficiaries are first of all asked to open the right bank accounts. Janadhan Yojana was the first scheme. As soon as we became the prime minister first time, he said every common citizen should have a bank account. Nobody understood why. He drove crazily all the bank officers, saying you have to go to the villages, you have to go to their homes, open their accounts. Because otherwise, if you remember the previous days, if you have to open an account, you have to go in the bank and stand forever as if they are British lords, because all that is British culture of mastery, slavery, right? This Kshatriya said, no, none of that. You go to their doors, you open the bank accounts for them. Why? Because he was later coming up with linking Aadhaar with the benefit, with the bank accounts. And then Aadhaar uniquely identifies the beneficiary. That means now there is no more duplicate what do you call, chori, no cheating of multiple people taking rations or multiple taking benefits. So all of that scheme, one by one, he has disclosed, so that sandrashta vyaya karma, with making sure if the government is releasing so many crores as a benefit to the beneficiaries, it should reach every beneficiary. That is sandrashta karma, vyaya karma with. Like he used to say, right? What did he say? Thanidar, no. What did he call himself? He called as the guard of the treasury, he said.
Chokidar.
Chokidar. Guard. He said, I'll stay there and make sure there is no leak. Every penny, every paisa is going properly out. Sandrashta vyaya karma with. That was Rama. So if those qualities are brought today, then that means we are aiming for Rama Rajya. Whether we can establish it in 100% like that or not is next. But at least we are working towards identifying what is Rama Rajya and sort of realizing a bit by bit of Rama Rajya. That is sandrashta vyaya karma with aya karmani upayagnaha. Let's also read if there is anything else in the Vyakhyanam given. Sandrashtam shastranusari yat vyaya karma tad vedita. As per the Shastra, that means as per constitution, whatever has to be spent, he is thoroughly aware of it and ensures that it is spent like that. Kachidayasya cha arthena chaturbhagena va punaha. So because this is the Shastra statement. Kaschidayasya chardhena chaturbhagena va punaha padair bhagos chit vibharvapi vyaya karyo nrupaihi iha. That is what Shastra tells. Shastra is giving this instruction to all nrupa, to all kings. What is it? Kachid means every time or every moment or whenever. Ayasya cha ardhena chaturbhagena va punaha padair bhagaischa vibhava bhirvapi padair bhagais vibhavapi vyayah karyaha. So during the British time, the British have tamed all our kings, the later generations of the kings. So they just became luxury enjoyers. That's why people lost faith in them. But before that, all the kings were knowing the Shastra. What does it say? Kachidayasya. of every income. Ardhena, at least half of it. Chaturubhagena, at least a quarter of it. Vapunaha. Padaihi, or at least a quarter of that. So either half or 1/4 or a quarter of that, which means 1/8, or sorry, 1/16 of it at least has to be Vyayaha Karyaha, has to be spent by the government, by the ruler. And of course, now our governments are all in deficits because they are enjoying more than really spending. They are collecting insufficiently, collecting inappropriately, spending, and hence in deficits. Whereas our Shastra is clearly telling how to spend, at least in what portions appropriately. So that is Sandrashtabhyaya Karma with. So how many did we cover so far? 72, 73, 74. Satsangrahananugrahane Vigrahasya cha sthanavit. We took that as one quality. 73. And then Aya Karmani Upayagnaha. 74. Sandrashtabhyaya Karma with. 75. 75 qualities. Huh? Are all of you excited? How many qualities of Sri Rama we are learning?
Yes, Buddha.
Can we even think? Is there any book? Does anyone know of any book? Shyamji? Shyamji is there? Okay. You are a professor, you know so many books. Are there any books at all which can list qualities like this?
I haven't seen anything.
Right?
I haven't seen anything like that.
Correct. And see the beauty of Ramayana. That is why it is an academic textbook. It is a life textbook, life manual for us. It is an academic textbook. It is a scholarly textbook. So many qualities, just list of qualities, not deriving qualities from stories. No, that also is another ability. But absolute listing, enumerated list of qualities in just one chapter, in successive list, is, I think, a unique work. No, we do not know books in the rest of the world like this. So Ramayana is that is why it is called Vedopabramhanam. I mean, if you study Ramayana, you have studied Veda. You have studied the intent of the Veda, the spirit of Veda. And so we should study Ramayana. Ramayanam Vedopabramhanam. Okay, so 75 qualities. Next, continue. Sraishtyam chastra samuheshu.
Sraishtyam chastra samuheshu.
Prapto vyamisrakeshu cha.
Prapto vyamishrakeshu cha.
Artha dharmau cha sangrihya.
Artha dharmau cha sangrihya.
Sukhatantro na chalasaha.
Sukhatantro na chalasaha.
So 75. Sraishtyam cha artha samuheshu praptaha vyamisrakeshu cha. You can split it as two, or let's take it as one big quality. Again, in contrast, astra samuheshu vyamisrakeshu cha sraishtyam praptaha. He has attained sraishtyam, means sreshtatvam, which means excellence. He has obtained the excellence in both astra samuheshu, vyamisrakeshu cha. So we'll see a little more details of what is that. Astra samuha we know already. Shastras anyway are material weapons, but astras are these yogic, launchable or divine, blessed, launchable weapons. Those are astras. And of that astra samuha, we have seen Vishwamitra already in Balakanda. Before he brought him to Mithila, he already submitted, offered, he has already acquired. And whatever he has acquired for himself, he has offered everything to Sri Rama. So already he has a big Astra Samuha. And as we go forward in Aranyakanda, we will see how much more he collects from each Rishi that he meets. And so Astra Samuheshu Sraishtyam Praptaha. He has achieved or obtained excellence in Astra Samuha. And Vyamishrakeshu cha. Vyamishrakeshu is colloquial affairs, but let's see that. Shastra Samuheshu Veda Vedangeshu Sraishtyam Maha Tatparyatnyatvam Praptaha. Vyamishrakeshu Sanskrita Prakruta Bhashatmaka Kavya Nataka Kalankaradishu cha Sraishtyam Praptaha iti Anushangaha.
Liberal arts.
In all literary arts. Sanskrita Prakruta Bhashatmaka Kavya Nataka Alankaradishu cha Sraishtyam Praptaha. That is Vyamishraka. Vyamishraka is to do with colloquial world, the world that we are into the material colloquial world. Astra Samuha and all is more of the defense, political, say body, border security protection, all of that related. So not only is he just a warrior and protector and all of that, but even in literary works, he is very versatile, well versatile. That is what it means. And we already know another such example, well quoted, is of Sri Krishna Devaraya. Sri Krishna Devaraya has won every war that he has waged. He has expanded from nothing, an empire, into such big empire. At the same time, he was a poet by himself, and he is known for his great work called Amuktamalyada, great poem, Sahityam, by Kavyam. And he also was having Ashtadigajas, they say. Dik Gajam means that big Gaja which is towards the end, which determines the end. That is Diggajam. And we have seen in Balakanda, in Sagara, Gangavataranam, where Sagaras, they keep in locating the Sagaras, the 60,000 Sagarapatra. When Anshuman goes, he first goes to each Dik, and there that Dik Gaja, it directs him to go to the other direction. Remember that in Gangavataranam? So those are Diggajas. That means that infinite, because see, can you really find an end? A corner? No. That means that corner is infinite in space. So a Dik Gajam means such a volume, big volume, that it is infinite in amount and in volume there. So hence, seeming like an end there. But otherwise, we know it is infinite. So it is Diggajam is an infinite one. Ashta Diggajas, infinite in the potency of poetry, of avadhana, of kavya, of alankaras. 8 such poets he has maintained in his sabha. And he was a poet himself, praised by all 8 of them. That is Sri Krishna Devaraya. And so, Vyamishrakeshu cha praptaha, Sraishtyam praptaha is Sri Rama. And so as we are seeing, right, each quality of Rama, at least some of our people, historical people that we know, have emulated, have reproduced, have emulated it. And we are now looking for as much elaborate emulation of it as possible. So that is Vyamishrakeshu, Shastra Samuheshu, cha Sraishtyam Praptaha. And then Artha Dharmau cha Sangrihya Sukhatantraha, Nacha Alasaha. Great elaboration being said. Artha dharmo cha sangrihya sukhatantraha. Sukha tantraha. Tantraha is technology, technique. One who knows it is sukha tantraha. That means he knows how to be happy. And that's why we see, right? Prashantat, nityam prashantatma. We saw another quality in the previous shlokas. Nityam prashantatma. So that is sukha tantraha. And how is a sukha tantra? How is a nityam prashantatma? Is being elaborated with one of the qualities here. Artha dharmau cha sangrihya. Most of us want to be sukhatantras with artha. If you have $1 million, we are happy. If you have a big house, we are happy. If we now buy, even though we had Camrys were big cars before, so now Tesla has come, BMWs have come. Oh, so I should also have them. And then Tesla, BMW, later something else comes up. Again, we want that. Then only we are happy. So we are running behind sukha based on artha. But Rama, of course, I mean, artha is sukhasya moolam. That is a given thing. But dharma is also sukhasya. So dharma arthau cha sangrihya, samyak grihya. How much artha based on how much dharma? Properly taking them in appropriate proportions and then enjoying it. Sukhatantraha artha dharmau cha sangrihya. And we have seen, just as I said, during the British time, British have tamed our kings so bad that they became sukhatantras and alasas also. They forgot fighting spirit. They were kings as rich people. They were not kings really of fighting, right? And they have entertained only such kings. Those who fought, they banned them as, what was it? We have studied this in Dharma Ambassador. They were, all the fighting armies were banned as criminals. And so those criminalized jatis who were fighting for independence, who were fighting British, were later banned because they were sort of banned and put in exile. They became sort of, either some of them became Vanavasis or some of them, and so later they were called as scheduled tribes, and or some of them became Panchamakulas, or Shudras, untouchables, etc. Because they were branded as criminals, and so if anybody goes near them, British will punish them. And so they were sort of made untouchables. That's how majority of the untouchables have come, or have been built rather during the British time. So why was I telling this? So while some of the fighting clans, Kshatriyas, became Vanavasis or such, for example, even during Mughal time, right? Rana Pratap. Rana Pratap? Rana Pratap, he stayed all through in the Vana, in the forest area, to fight Akbar's army. And so all the people who remained with him after Rana Pratap passed away, because they remained and their children remained in Vana, so they became Lambadas. At least in Telangana that we know, all the Lambadi clan, all of them were Rajputs who sided with Rana Pratap and remained in the forests. They are Lambadas. So much of sacrifice those Kshatriyas have made. And the Alasa Kshatriyas, who were tamed by British as the kings, royal kings, were primarily rich people and not Kshatriyas at all. So for that distinction, Arthak dharmaucha sangrihya sukhatantraha nacha alasaha. Because the moment you acquire this artha, people tend to become lazy. people try to become addicted to these luxuries and comforts and slowly forget their natural hardworking abilities and instincts. So that is why Valmiki is qualifying here as Artha Dharma Ucha Sangrahya Sukhatantraha Nacha Alasaha. How many did we cover so far? Does anyone remember the number? Lavanya ji?
77 seems.
75 till Sandrashta Vyaya Karma Vitte. Artha Samuheshu Yamisrakeshu Cha Sraishtyam Praptaha is 76th. Artha Dharmaucha Sangrahya Sukhatantraha Nacha Alasaha is the 77th. Very good. Vaiharikanam Shilpanam
Vaiharikanam Silpanam
Vijñātārtha Vibhāgavit
Vijñātārtha Vibhāgavit
Ārohe Vinaye Chaiva
Ārohe Vinaye Chaiva
Yukto Varanavajinam.
Yukto Varanavajinam.
Amma. So,
Tappu cheppana?
Amma ani cheppu sir namaskaram.
Okay, Shubham Bhaiya Ayushman.
My mother. So, Vaiharikanam Shilpanam Vijñāta Artha Vibhāgavit. Vaiharikanam, tourism. Viharam is to tour, visiting places. Viharikaha are visitors, tourists. Vaiharikanam, of the tourists. Shilpanam. I mean, why will tourists come at all? If you build great things, then tourists want to come and see, wow, we don't have it in our place. We don't have it in our country. We want to go and see there, right? So if you have some Shilpa Kala, then you have Viharakas to come there. And Vijñāta Artha Vibhāgavit. Then how much to see, even Narendra Modi ji, he constantly used to emphasize on tourism. What a great, when he was Gujarat Chief Minister also, he had Amitabh Bachchan as his brand ambassador for tourism. Kuch din Kutch mein bitao was the caption line of Amitabh Bachchan for Gujarat. Kuch din Kutch mein bitao. Just spend a few days in Kutch and you will enjoy the natural beauty of the lands there. That's how. So the tourism is also very, very, very important aspect of Rajadharma, of Kshatra Dharma. Enabling tourism, which means enabling artists, creative people to build new things so that they first of all have felt happy in producing something out of their talents and promoting it in the world so that tourists come there, so that these artists are happy that their works are visited by so many people and in turn generate wealth for the state. Right? Because tourism is not only tourism tax that government gets, but so many craftsmen, artsmen live on it, starting from chai hotels, restaurants, hotels, clothes shops, gift shops, name it, right? So many businesses, small businesses survive on a tourist place. And so tourism is very, very important. Rama is again showing it for us. Can you believe such an ancient text talking of all these departments of administration of a government, of a state? Finance, security, commerce, arts, the tourism. How many departments, ministries is covered in this? Just see so far. That is why Ramayanam is great. That's why some of us should become research scholars and start documenting these, either as a real document, blogs or documents, or make some blogs, take these qualities, elaborate on your own in English, and say, hey, what all ministries were there in Rama's administration or in an ideal administration. Let's take that and say, hey, and this is documented millions of years back, or even as per today's accepted dated history. People say Ramayana was 10,000 years back. All right, 10,000 years back. 10,000 years back documentation of such an established infrastructure of political administration. Vaiharikanam, Shilpanam, Vijnata, knower of what? Artha Vibhaga, with how to build economy based on this tourism and arts. At the same time, nice contrasts are given. Previously also, Astra Samuheshu, immediately Vyavisrakeshu cha Sraishtyam Prapta. Two contrasts. Likewise now, here he talked about tourism and all of that, tourism and arts, and how to build economy based on that. And immediately he is saying, Arohe Vinaye Chaiva Varana Vajinam Yuktaha. Varana is elephant. Vaji, at least Vaji we should all know. Vaji, what is Vaji?
Ajay to Gurrama, Aswam.
We studied in Ashwametha Yajna, part of Bala Kanda, right? When Dasharatha performs. Vaji, Vajipeya. Vaji. So, Varana Vajinam, Arohe Vinaye Cha Yuktaha, is adept, skilled, absolutely skilled, adept at Arohe of climbing, and Vinaye. Vinaye is, we said, right, controlling, so that it can follow you. It can be humble to you. So of climbing and humbling horses, elephants, and other such, war-related animals that were used in as vehicles in the army. Primarily these two, right? Ashwa, Ratha, Gaja. So Ashwa and Gaja, in these two, he is very adept and skilled at climbing them. That means at not climbing, what is it called? At getting on board.
Mounting. Mounting horses. Mounting the horse on horses.
What is it called?
Mounting the horses.
At mounting, correct. At mounting the horses and elephants, and immediately controlling them so that they go as he wants them. So Arohe Vinaye Chaiva Varana Vajinam Arohe Vinaye Chaiva Yuktaha. That is the next quality. So how many so far? 77 or 79? Lavanyaji? 79, I think. But please, each one of them go and count them again. Sacha Rupa Pannascha, starting from there. From there, how many qualities are listed? Let's write them in our own books and start spending some time. Yeah. What do you say? Some time on scholarly work for this scholarly contribution, which is either documents, vlogs, blogs, do anything but popularize this, because that is our ranam. We are indebted. That is our debt of Valmiki. And so to become we are indebted, and to become debt free, we have to spread this further through our more works. We have to write more. Reference Ramayanam, write more. Quote Ramayanam, talk more about it. That is what we have to do. Astu, we'll stop here. Anyone Shanti Mantra?
Okay, I can start, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti